Phillip Schofield has been seen walking about in West London for the first time since Holly Willoughby dramatically quit ITV's This Morning. Photographs show the former ITV star strolling down a leafy street 2 days after Holly's announcement on Instagram that she was leaving the show with immediate effect after 14 years. Phillip was seen out and about sporting blue jeans and red trainers before getting into a dark grey car, while Holly has not been seen since her dramatic exit. Phil and Holly's friendship breakdown has been under the spotlight over the last year, and despite once being one of TV's most famous double acts, the former best pals apparently no longer have the close bond they once treasured. The distance between them is said to have caused sadness for both sides, with reports of Holly not being the same since their fallout, while Phil is said to be really sad still about their 17-year-long relationship collapsing. It was recently revealed that the pair are back in touch after Phil reportedly reached out to his ex-co-host when she was thrown into the center of an alleged kidnap and murder plot. However, interestingly, a source has said it's very, very unlikely they will ever be friends again. Their close friendship lay in tatters after Phil confessed to lying about having an affair with a younger employee and quit the ITV show. Holly then disowned him publicly and claimed she was unaware about his secret relationship. And reportedly, Phillip is really sad about the whole situation, but that it's unlikely they'll ever be able to repair their broken bond. The source said, "They are not friends and it's very, very unlikely they ever will be ever again." She messaged him because she was really upset and concerned at people criticizing him. At the same time she was going back on television. Previously though, it was reported that Holly was really happy to hear from Phil after 5 months of silence, when he reached out last week. A source said, Holly and Phil's friendship was so close before the events of this year. Phil's decision to reach out, and the welcome it has been received with by Holly, shows that there is still a bond there. The hope is they can regain some of the ground lost, and support each other again. Although Holly has cited her family's well-being as the reason for her departure, friends of the star say she also felt terrible about Schofield's treatment. A source said Holly never got over it and misses their friendship, adding, "You wonder if she regrets the fallout. Look at everything that has happened as a result. It's really sad." Another friend of Holly's, Piers Morgan, aired his views on his Talk TV show following her statement in which she said she made the decision to quit for herself and her family, saying, "The last line said it all to me. This is because she has got young kids. She's thinking, my God, this is not worth it. I've got one of the best jobs in telly, so what? There is some lunatic out there. This kind of thing can freak people out and I completely understand it. I really do. She's got a lovely family and she's obviously just thought, I'm done." Of particular interest to us considering Phillip Schofield made an unexpected appearance on it, Piers Morgan decided to reference the Jill Dando documentary on Netflix, which explores the alleged murder of the BBC presenter in 1999. Piers said, "With the Jill Dando documentary on Netflix right now, I really feel for her. I've known Holly a long time. It's terrifying." Holly's dramatic exit from This Morning appears to have ruffled quite a few feathers amongst her friends who are apparently outraged at the treatment of the now former presenter, who is said to be still reeling from the alleged plot to kidnap her. There are claims that her pals have been left furious, claiming that Holly was left with no choice but to leave This Morning to protect her family. One friend said, "She is in a bad way, but some things aren't worth it no matter how much she adored This Morning. It's terrible that one of our best presenters felt she had no choice." A TV source said, "It's all very sad and everyone at ITV supports her decision, which is clearly a very personal one." But the anger from her friends is said to be boiling over about her exit after they say she was forced to leave the show she loved. One friend of Holly said it was outrageous that an intelligent, brilliant woman who is a consummate professional had been forced to give up a job she loved because of things out of her control. It's a damning indictment of Britain today. They said recent events had left her fearing for her safety and she was devastated by the fallout. Following Holly Willoughby's statement, her good friend Vanessa Feltz said, "She is through and through a golden-hearted, sweet, funny, extremely bright. She pauses, don't be fooled by that pretty face to think there's nothing behind the eyes. Clever, intuitive, incisive, fabulous person." Following her bombshell news, celebrity friends including Emma Bunton and Carol Vorderman offered messages of support to the mum of 3. Responding to Holly's Instagram announcement, Carol penned, wishing you and your family peace and strength in what must be a very difficult time after the news of last week. From my time on This Morning, I know that the team will miss you very much. Take care." While Emma, a close friend of Holly's, messaged her saying, "Lots of love, gorgeous girl." Meanwhile, All Saints star Nicole Appleton, who is also a close friend of Willoughby's, penned, "I love you so much," alongside a string of heart emojis. And Good Morning Britain anchor Susanna Reid penned, "Sending love to you and your family, Holly." And TV chef James Martin said, "Big love to you and your family. See you soon, and the door is always open for lunch or dinner." Former Love Island presenter Laura Whitmore responded, "You do what's best for you. Look after yourself, lovely Holly. You light up any screen you're on." But Ulrika Johnson has appeared to hit out at Holly Willoughby in a savage social media swipe in the wake of Holly's decision to quit This Morning. Ulrika was the presenter of Gladiators, which Holly's producer husband, Dan Baldwin, is apparently bringing back. Could she be bitter? Who knows? But she weighed in with her thoughts in a somewhat unorthodox method by posting a cryptic response to a video shared to Instagram by the account Archbishop of Banterbury. The short clip showed a blonde Wilco employee wandering around an empty store. Under the caption, "Holly Willoughby walking round the This Morning studio. End of an era." Ulrika responded, quipping, "Or end of an era." It prompted one user to hail her timing. "Love that you've turned up," and dropped an absolutely perfect comment. Another clearly loved the former Shooting Stars panelists' reply, adding, "Ulrika car, that was a feisty comment, ha ha." Whether Ulrika and Holly have any past beef is unknown. The pair have never presented together, though Ulrika did appear as a contestant on Dancing on Ice in 2007, presented by Holly, finishing 9th out of 11 celebrity contestants. Though, as Holly Willoughby's future at ITV remains in doubt, she may unfortunately get the last laugh as BBC chiefs look set to swoop on her in a bid to tempt her over to the broadcaster. Bosses at the corporation have been keen to land the presenter for some time, and the way is now clear for them to make their move with her current projects up in the air. Executives at the BBC are now discussing potential ways to entice the presenter over to them as the face of some of their biggest shows, sources say. Holly has been on the BBC's radar for some time and attended last year's Variety Show Business Awards as their guest of honor alongside Chief Content Officer Charlotte Moore. Her family-friendly image and bubbly personality is seen by the BBC as the perfect combination to be the face of entertainment at the broadcaster. Her TV producer husband Dan Baldwin already has strong ties to the corporation, with his company Hungry Bear producing the forthcoming Gladiators revival, which will air on BBC One. He is also behind the successful Michael McIntyre's Big Show, which has aired on the channel since 2015, and The Wheel, which launched in 2020. How very convenient. So, where does that leave This Morning? After Blinkerhole revealed our sneaky feeling that the show could be axed by Christmas, news broke that it's apparently going to undergo a complete revamp in the new year following Holly Willoughby's exit. ITV bosses are apparently casting the net for the new Phil and Holly, with 2 untested hosts taking over in a redesigned set from January. It comes in the wake of viewing figures falling to around 700,000, leaving staff fearing for their jobs. The current roster of on-screen talent, including Alison Hammond, Craig Doyle, Josie Gibson, Dermot O'Leary and Rochelle Humes, who weeks ago we tipped would be presenting alongside newcomer Ben Shepherd, which we revealed has been a long-time plan of ITV boss Emma Gormley. A show insider said, "It has been a turbulent 12 months culminating in a seismic past few weeks. Holly's decision to leave has sent shockwaves through the corridors of power at ITV, but the feeling now is that change must be made. And this is the impetus needed." This Morning boss Martin Frizzell will continue to lead the charge and is working tirelessly to give viewers what they want: a warm, buzzy, feel-good magazine show, marshaled by 2 fresh new anchors. A stream of exciting presenters, from all different walks of life, will meet with execs over the next few weeks until they find a pairing with the perfect chemistry. This Morning remains ITV's most lucrative daytime brand, and for them it's as much about the format as it is faces. The goal is to bring back the chemistry of the show's halcyon days and get viewing figures back up to the million mark. Every effort is being made to achieve this. Interestingly, there are rumors that the program's iconic name, This Morning, which has been going for 35 years, could get a new title, though others have suggested it will remain. Again, with news flooding in of big changes surrounding Christmas and New Year, it actually adds credence to our belief that something is afoot. The inquiry at the end of the year will be the crux of it. Whatever is in those results appears to be sending widespread panic throughout the ITV network. Insiders at the broadcaster suspect Holly's prompt and unopposed exit within a matter of hours has been carefully choreographed ahead of the publication of a major investigation into the culture at This Morning, widely expected to be damning. Sources at the show say the hosts, producers and senior execs are all expected to be named and held accountable for the toxic workplace environment, with many predicting at least one senior head will roll as a result, just as we suspected. In June, for instance, Dr. Ranj Singh, who made regular This Morning appearances offering medical advice, said that, over his 10 years on the show, he grew increasingly worried about how things were behind the scenes and how people, including himself, were being treated. He hit out at a culture of toxicity, which was subsequently backed up by former This Morning staffers. Intriguingly, Holly's exit for personal reasons ensures she will not be censured internally whatever the outcome, thus protecting her brand. Well, there's a surprise. A second insider added, "It's very telling that she informed bosses and was gone the same day with barely any pushback. Everyone knows there's much more to this in reality." They added, "Ultimately, everyone is braced for this report being utterly damning and someone is going to have to be the fall guy. It's hard to believe anyone will accept that the hosts weren't widely aware of all sorts of issues. But inevitably a faceless executive will take the hit, and there are a few potential names in the frame for that." Martin Frizzell is the editor of the show and has been there for years. He's extremely tough, very charismatic and works in a very old-fashioned way, but has very broad shoulders and will be tough to shift without a fight. Even Kevin Lygo, the top dog in charge of all TV output, if the verdict is damning enough. Though he's very well liked in the industry. Others predict the whole format could be in line for the chop if the tide cannot be turned fast, to be replaced by a completely new show. The hope inside ITV is that a snazzy new set and presenting duo will stem the tide. At its peak, This Morning regularly drew in 1 million people a day. Today it hovers around the 700,000 mark. Last night, an ITV source described the mood among the team as one of sadness, but added that it was calm and business as usual. They continued, "Cast and crew have all had a tough year, but are beyond professional, and so the overriding feeling, despite the sadness, is the show must go on." Must it? Why is that? If viewing figures are falling, and people are no longer interested, why must the show go on? Could it be that little innocent and unsuspecting, This Morning show has been nothing but a 35-year-old vehicle which has enabled the elite to manipulate the minds of the masses via subtle brainwashing techniques? Just a thought. Please like and subscribe for more journeys through the Blinkerhole. For entertainment purposes only. Keep up to date with our latest investigations and hit the join button. If you like what we do, send us a super thanks. Official Blinkerhole merchandise is available in store.